date. First up, a few words from Naomi Klein. Not only a few, her whole article is in The Guardian. Here's what Naomi Klein has to say. Quote, "The United States is sleepwalking into becoming a police state, where, like a pre-Magna Carta monarch, the president can lock up anyone. Yes, the worst things you may have heard about the National Defense Authorization Act, which has formally ended 254 years of democracy in the United States of America and driven a stake through the heart of the Bill of Rights, are all really true. The act passed with large margins in both the House and the Senate on the last day of last year, even as tens of thousands of Americans were frantically begging their representatives to secure America's habeas corpus rights in the final version. It indeed does, contrary to the many flat-out false form letters I have seen that both senators and representatives send to their constituents, misleading them about the fact that the National Defense Authorization Act destroys their due process rights. Under the Act, anybody can be described as a belligerent, and then goes on to show how those belligerents in any area can be arrested. And with a new bill now being introduced to make it a crime to protest in a way that disrupts any government process or to get close to anyone with Secret Service protection, to the push to legally lock down the United States as a full police state is in force. Overstated, let us be clear. The National Defense Authorization Act grants the President power to kidnap any American anywhere in the United States or in the world, hold him or her in prison forever without trial. The President's own signing statement incredibly confirmed that he had that power." Now, that's her thoughts. Now, she is just a slight bit off in one thing. She didn't realize that bill passed. Here's another one. Did you read about this? Goodbye First Amendment. Trespass bill will make all protest illegal in the United States. Quote, this is from RT question. "Just when you thought the government couldn't ruin the First Amendment any further, the House of Representatives approved a bill Monday that outlaws all protest in instances where some government official are nearby, whether or not you even knew it. The U.S. House of Representatives voted 388 to 3 in favor of H.R. 347, a bill which is being dubbed the Federal Restricted Buildings and Grounds Improvement Act. Now, what this says in the rest of this article is that, let's say that you want to protest a foreign dignitary coming here because they're engaged in anti-democratic process in their own country. That would now be illegal and you could be arrested. Let's say that you wanted to go into a place where a senator had just been on a picnic and you want to have a protest. Illegal. So there's going to be no place that you're going to be able to protest. And all that is happening right now as we speak. Where are the corporate Democrats? Where are their protests? Maybe I missed it. Maybe I just didn't see Keith Oberman, Rachel Maddow, Lawrence O'Donnell. Maybe I didn't see all these people and their pundits out there actually protesting America becoming a police state. I've seen Jesse Ventura. I've seen Alex Jones. I've seen Napolitano. I've seen a lot of other people out there. Haven't seen any of these people. So what does this tell you about really caring about what's going on in America? What matters is not being discussed, and what doesn't matter and is the trivia of the conversation is all that we're talking about. And finally here, this is from Op-Ed News from Sherwin Ross, and it says, "Only Ron Paul warns of emerging fascist state." This ties into what Naomi Wolf was saying earlier. I'll quote this here. "Republican Ron Paul is the only presidential candidate of either party to tell the truth that America is, quote, slipping into a fascist system. That is unquestionably the critical issue of the hour for the United States of America, and one of Paul's Republican fellow candidates and their Democrat opponent, President Obama, choose to ignore. Hand in hand with this existential crisis is that a nation that goes fascist at home invariably becomes a tyrant abroad. Thus, the congressman from Galveston is right on the mark when he calls for the predatory U.S. to pull its troops out of the Middle East and Africa, close down its foreign bases. The U.S. indisputably, with its 1,000 military bases at home and 1,000 more abroad, is now the most awesome military power ever. Quote, we've slipped away from a true republic, Paul told a crowd, and now we're slipping into a fascist system where it's a combination of government and big business and authoritarian rule and the suppression of the individual rights of each and every American citizen. Well, think about that. Look at our rights. Look what I've said today. all from quality sources, and what are we doing about it?